Croix, it's Bird again down here in St. Croix. Once again, another beautiful day. I think it's like 87 degrees today, nice breeze. It's going to be absolutely magical outside. Today this video is going to be a collab with Jessica Australia, Lauren X Ocean, Tommy's Recovery Journal, ChaCha Vegan, me of course, Sandcat, and the White Pariah. All this was thought up by Jessica Australia. I will link all their channels in the description below, so you can check theirs out also. I know I've seen a couple of them, but not everyone has done it yet, but still really cool to see different vegans from literally all around the world and what their perceptions are on certain topics. I am going to also do like a super mini mango mukbang, because sadly this is literally the last mango off of the tree that I got to pick this year. Actually, the 3 trees. This is the last one that I picked. I picked this about 4 days ago, so I'm really going to savor this one. That tree netted me almost 100 pounds of mango for this year, and that was just me. I know there were several other people that got to go enjoy off of the tree and what have you. And no, I did not eat 100 pounds of mango by myself. The first bag I got was around 40 pounds worth. I went to work and gave most of those away because I knew I was going to have a whole lot of mangoes. I mean, you can see all the mangoes in my videos, so go check those out if you want. So anyway, we're going to go through the questions. I believe it's 11 questions. So here we go. What is your opinion on a new vegan purging all leather, animal products, and products tested on animals that they already own? This one's pretty easy for me. I use kind of a logic when it comes to this, just being logical. If it's something like food, I did not consume any more food that, you know, I wouldn't care for me personally. Like, no judgment here, but if I knew someone was a vegan and they're still eating cheese and dairy and eggs just because they have it, I don't think that's right. Shoes are a little different, because the shoes that I did wear back in Texas were leather boots, and some of the ones I had were still brand new. I did give one pair away, and I continue to wear one, and I don't wear them here, obviously, because I don't do that type of work anymore. But I don't see the need in throwing them away and just getting rid of them to the dumpster. My advice is to give it away to somebody. Give it away to a shelter or someone else in need. You know, there's no reason to continue to use these products for yourself, because you've made the connection to understand what that product really is. But I do think it's very silly to just throw it in the trash. Here, especially, use and reuse a lot of items that normally we would just throw away. We usually save all of our containers, plastic containers, plastic trash bags, and I know a lot of people do this already, but here it only goes to the trash if it absolutely needs to. So we try to reuse as many products that we have to give them, you know, more life, because there's no reason that we need to send all of our trash wherever it needs to go. I mean, we're on a small island, and there's just not a whole lot of reason to waste stuff. Question number 2: do you think games and apps such as farming or cooking games promote a non-vegan lifestyle? Well, this is pretty easy for me. I don't have any input on this. I don't know. I've never played any of the farming apps. I haven't had Facebook in probably 5 years. YouTube is the first social media I've had, and I can control what I put on my channel. So, I mean, if I had to make an uneducated guess, I would say, I really don't know. I don't know why they would promote a non-vegan lifestyle. But I think games in general are just that. They're a game. They're not reality. They're an alternate reality. And if you really think that Pokemon Go is not vegan and, you know, you're not going to play Pokemon because you're a vegan, I think you're trying to be too much of something, whatever that is. I don't believe that playing a game where you capture fake animated animals makes you less vegan. I think people are just grasping at straws here, and I think it's kind of silly. Number 3, do you think it's important for a vegan to buy organic? This one's, again, pretty easy. If you can afford organic food, go for it. If you can't, don't. It's pretty simple. We're again lucky down here. A lot of the farms and farmers down here don't use any pesticides because there are so many other items that they can use to keep bugs away. So in that token, we're pretty lucky. I do think, or I have heard that, I've heard the term that organic tastes better, which is the most silly, illogical thing I've ever heard about produce. Just because it's organic does not mean it tastes better. It does not. And actually I've read, and here's the thing about the internet. You can find 100 papers that say organic is better and more healthy, but you can also find 100 papers that say organic is not any better. So do your own research, come up with your own conclusion. For me personally, I don't care if it's organic or not. When I get it, I wash it. Obviously you don't wash a mango unless on the outside, you know, but yeah, I think once again, people are just grasping to be more vegan than somebody else. Wow, amazing mango, by the way. What is your opinion when it comes to pet ownership, desexing, and pet adoption? This again is pretty easy for me. I have 2 dogs. I have a Boston Terrier who I got from my uncle, who was a Boston Terrier breeder. He also did dog shows. This was way before. She's almost 11 years old. Or no, she turned 10 years old this month. I got her way before I was a vegan, so everybody calm down. And just because I have a dog that came from a breeder doesn't mean I'm not vegan. That kind of mentality is the reason we have all this stupid drama on YouTube. Everybody trying to one-up and be more vegan than anybody else. I don't care what you say about my dogs. They're my dogs. And I'm pretty much going to leave it at that. My dogs are not vegan. They've never eaten a vegan lifestyle, and from the stuff I've read, it's not very good for them. I'm sure you can find 100 papers that will disprove dogs can be vegan, and you'll find 100 papers that will prove that dogs can be vegan. I don't know. I'm not going to change their diet when she's over 10 years old. It's not going to happen. So anyway, next one. When thinking about what is to be vegan, do you consider kindness to all people as part of being vegan? Yes. Compassion and being nice to people, that should be a normal trait for anybody. You don't have to be vegan to be compassionate. You don't have to be vegan to understand that when you talk to somebody and you're just mean to be mean, then you're mean. It's not a hard concept to understand. Compassion is not limited by meat eaters or vegans. Compassion should be all through humanity. There are lots of people that are mean just to be mean, and they're usually the ones on YouTube that don't have any pictures and don't have anything uploaded on their channel. So when I see comments from people like that, it's a delete. Because if you're not willing to put yourself out there and prove what you're saying is logical and makes sense, and you're just going to call me fat, which I hear all the time, by the way, and it cracks me up because I'll see people, you know, with stupid, they have no content on their channel and it just says anonymous. So it's a troll. You got to get rid of those comments and don't even worry about them. How do you feel about the current debates and arguments between vegan YouTube content creators? I've said this once before in another video that I've done. This is about what I think of YouTube drama. Question number 7. What do you think non-vegans have, or why do you think non-vegans have a negative view of vegans? If you refer back to question number 6, you will see what I said about vegan content drama. That's why. Pretty plain and simple. Vegans comparing other vegans to not being vegan enough and attacking each other. Get over yourself already. You know, it's silly. They're doing it to garner views, which good for them. If that's how they want to get their views, instead of coming up with something creative, you're gonna start fights. Cool, man. Do that. Do whatever you want to do. It's your channel. Question number 8. What are your thoughts on people who choose to buy animal products from local farmers rather than mass-produced animal products from supermarkets and butchers, etc.? Obviously, me being a vegan, it doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter if I had 20 chickens in the backyard and I ate those eggs, and because I knew that I raised those chickens correctly, and you know those are my chickens. That wouldn't matter. That's not the point of being vegan. Vegan is not using any animal products for your pleasure or whatever the case is. I mean, it's pretty simple. I don't care how kind that cow was raised. If it got a massage every single night before it went to bed, and it was fed the best grass in the whole world, at the end of the day, that cow still died for you to eat it. I don't think that's necessary. What is your opinion of PETA or other animal activist groups such as RSPCA or ASPCA? Really don't care for PETA's tactics. They try to, in my opinion, get the vegan message in the most extreme way. And I know as a vegan that kind of sounds weird, but it's kind of true. Whatever your activism is that you think that best suits you, dude, have fun. If that's what you want to do, cool. If you feel it's necessary to go to animal sanctuaries and support them, man, have a blast. I think that's awesome. If you feel like you need to go inside of a restaurant with a bullhorn and tell everybody in there that they're wrong and that they're morally and ethically insubordinate or inferior to you, have fun. But just understand, when you do things like that, you're not helping non-vegans see the compassion and empathy that vegans have for animals. You're putting them in a militant state immediately, because before, if a vegan would have come up to me and said, why are you killing this animal? I would have been like, well, I'm not killing it. You know, the logic is there, but I believe you have to present it in a different way. I think everybody needs to find their own way. I've seen a lot of videos, and I cannot remember this group's name, but they have a picture of a man with a dog, and all around the dog they have a bunch of animals that have been slaughtered, and it just says why one love animal and eat the others. And people in their own way will come up with, man, that's pretty good thought, or the guy was maybe protecting his dog, and you know the point of the picture was to show that why do you love dogs and cats and horses, but you eat chickens, pigs, and cows? So I think you have to find what works for you. I do believe activism is an individual idea, and you need to find, like I said, what works for you and how you can read people in that situation. Because I'm not going to go in a steakhouse with a bullhorn and yell and condemn people. I think that's silly. But if you think that's what works for you, then have at it. I'm all for equal opportunity If you get results like that, sweet, you know, but don't tell me I'm not vegan enough because I don't do that. Why do you think some people stop being vegan? This can probably be a very, very complex answer, but I think a lot of people stop being vegan because they're lazy. Veganism is not difficult if you work a little bit. And some people just don't have the time, or they don't want to have the time to continue to live a vegan lifestyle, or they get turned off by certain people on YouTube, whatever the case is. I don't name names. I really don't care to name names, but those people know who they are. And if that's what you're going after, then hey, then go after it. I'm an equal opportunity vegan here. If you said this many times in my video already. If you want to do it this way, sweet. If you want to do it this way, sweet. I mean, I really don't care. But as far as people stop being vegan, I think it's a little bit of lazy. Maybe they find that it's too much work, and that's sad to hear. But I mean, I could see how that would be an excuse. Who are some of your favorite vegan YouTubers? I don't name names usually. I tend to like smaller YouTube channels that don't have lots of people, because I feel like we get more one-on-one connection. I recently been talking to Carbs Are Happiness. I think she's really, really good. I think she comes from a very logical point, and I believe I do too also. I don't just say stuff without having the backup or the logic to follow it. Indian Vegan Kitchen is one of my favorites, probably because I love Indian food, and she cooks a lot of Indian food. Haven't seen her on YouTube in a while, but I always enjoy her videos. Unnatural Vegan is another one. She comes from a very, very logical point of view, which I like. Vegan Zombie, I like those guys. They're kind of silly, they're funny, and they're vegan, and I happen to like zombies and be a part of that crowd, so they're pretty good. Kale Sandwich Show, I love those guys. Just because they do a lot of stuff that's different. Like they said, we're weird. I'm weird, in a lot of different ways. I'm not your typical 32-year-old guy. I've got a lot of different interests that make me pretty unique. Some other channels, I mean, I have a lot. I have a lot of on my subscriber list, or my subscription list, and you don't have to be vegan. I've said that in another video. You don't have to be vegan for me to subscribe to you or watch your stuff. What I'm interested in is different ideas and different ways of thinking. I process what you say, and I may disagree, I may agree. It's either way, I look for logical things to say instead of just saying, oh, happy, healthy, vegan, they do drugs. I mean, stuff like that is not productive, and I think it's silly. But if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Happy, healthy, vegan, I do like them. They have, they're pretty logical. They back up a lot what they say with science, for the most part. I mean, there are a few videos that he's done, or that she has done, that I don't care for, and it's not anything personal. I don't wear makeup, and I'm not a runner yet. So I mean, things of that nature, but that doesn't mean that I don't watch her videos. So yeah, Chef Vegan, I like him a lot, because he has recipes like I have recipes. They're very short, usually 2 to 3 minutes, and it's to the point, and it's demonstrating that veganism cooking is easy and it's cheap, and you don't need 15 million ingredients to make food taste great. And he has a format that I really, really like. His format is a lot like mine. I don't know if you've been to my first cooking videos where they were 8 and 9 minutes long, and I thought that was the best thing to get around to audience. But what I find is a person that's watching YouTube vegan recipes, they want to see the food, or they want to see the ingredients, they want to see somewhat how it's prepared, and they want the recipe in the description box. I think that is the most important thing if you are a vegan YouTuber, or even a non-vegan YouTuber, and you want to take this advice. Put the recipe in the description box. Because me personally, if you don't have it in the description box, I will not watch your video. I don't want to watch you add all these ingredients and I have to write all this stuff down. Yep, it's a little lazy, but I want to be able to go to your description box. I will watch the video to get a general idea, but I don't want to do all the extra work. Kind of sounds lazy, but that's what it is. I think there's so many recipes that are on YouTube that you really have to narrow your search, down, and that's kind of what I've done. I usually don't watch any recipes past 5 minutes unless it's a very complex one. Most of my recipes are 2 minutes to 4 minutes. The recipe is always in the description, and they're simple, they're easy, and they taste great, and that's pretty much it. This collab has been really, really good. Jessica Australia, check her out. I will put all the links in the description with all the people that have done this collaboration. I keep saying collab. This collaboration. I think this is just a way to get, even if you're vegan, maybe a different point of view, because we don't have to all have the same point of view. I think that was the point of this entire collaboration, is to get different ideas, to get different suggestions, and maybe we'll come together as one and stop fighting as vegans. All these channels that I've seen, they don't do the drama stuff, and honestly, that's probably why we don't have tens of thousands of subscribers. I did have a conversation with somebody that the way you get views is to start drama. It's not going to be me. I promise you. I will stick with my 100 or less subscribers for now, and just keep plugging away. I mean, maybe one of these days I'll hit it big, but until then, that's not my goal. I'm not here to say I want to have 1 million subs by the end of the year, but I'm also not saying that wouldn't be awesome. I'm not saying that at all either. I think I'm going to keep producing the content that I want to see, and that's pretty much it. So once again, Burr from St. Croix, enjoying this last mango. Kind of sad because that was delicious. Also real quick, I don't know if anybody's ever seen this kind of fruit. This is a fruit. This video will be coming up. This will be ready in probably a couple days, and so this will be really fun to cut into. Kind of looks weird. Here's a little baby brother of it. These are all, that one's almost ready. But yeah, that video is soon to come. Anyway, have a great day, and thanks for watching.